Politics is like law. It appears obvious when it is not. And a politician, just like a lawyer, you see, a lawyer can argue, and the law is very clear. And then he says left, 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 left. But if for one reason or another he had been convinced the other way around, he would have said the law is very clear and then says right, right, right. So a politician and a lawyer can argue vehemently on either side without blinking, as if it is normal. So we let us try to read one Edwin Sifuna. Let us try to read one Edwin Sifuna, especially on what is happening. We have, me included, we have even once or twice tried to, we have even on a few occasions tried to predict that his political life has come to an end. But anyway, ours is only to guess, and the future may prove us completely right or completely wrong. It is only that we should talk early enough so that if we are right, then we have the bragging right. Whatever is happening, unless those concerned open up, it is impossible to decipher what they are planning. We are left only with guesswork. Let me go to the story first and then elaborate later. Has it ever occurred to you that Sifuna may be targeting to be the next governor of Nairobi? Let us look at the governors of Nairobi, apart from the first one. The first governor was Kidero. Before Kidero, there was no governor. But each and every governor who has been there after Kidero, Sonko was the senator during Kidero's time, isn't it? The current governor, Sakaja, was the senator during Sonko's time. And who is the senator now? What I'm trying to say is the senator takes over from Nairobi, from the governor in Nairobi. And what's more, the governor is one term. That is the theme of today's discussion. The person who would have easily taken the Nairobi governorship, that is Timothy Wanyonyi Wetangula. Not Wetangula, it's Wetangula. The person who would have easily taken the Nairobi governor, Timothy Wanyonyi Wetangula, has migrated to Bungoma County. Wanyonyi would have easily taken the city governorship even in 2022, but was compelled to deputize a cartoonist, whom I've even forgotten his name. He was to deputize him, a thing that he objected and chose to go back to Westlands constituency. Another reason that Wanyonyi may not have wanted to be the city governor is to do with one term. You see, the way we are going on, it appears that in Nairobi, whoever becomes the governor will always be a one-term governor. His moving out has also avoided a confrontation where he would have confronted a fellow Bukusu, if not a fellow Luhya. Because if Wanyonyi would have remained in Nairobi and Sifuna wants to be the governor in 2027, it would mean that two Bukusus would be contesting against each other. But why is ODM apparently divided into two? Or would we say, why does it appear to be ODM lawyers and ODM laws are not united, and so on? I have two things in mind. I have two theories in mind. History has shown that Raila's grip is waning with time as it is going. So it is giving people time to be bold enough and even to appear to be opposing him. So in the past, ODM had no voice. There was only one voice, that was Baba. But now other voices are coming in. So that one can be one of the reasons. The other reason may be because Raila and ODM wants to have their cake and eat it. Raila wants to be part of this government. At the same time, Raila wants to be not part of this government. I'm also imagining that with the chances of Raila contesting reducing, he may demand more as compensation. Remember, in 2027, he may not contest for the presidency. And whoever he may support for the presidency, he may want to milk that person. As of now, ODM has 2 positions out of 3. Or is it 2 positions out of 4? ODM has the senator's seat and ODM has the women rep seat. ODM may want, in order not to contest the presidency or in order to support whoever they will support, they'll want that person to give them a free pass for the position of governor or even governor and deputy governor. It is possible for the governor to be from a different party from that one of a deputy governor. Remember, Kidero was from ODM and his deputy was from the Wiper. So it is possible that if Raila is not going to contest the 2027 presidential, ODM may demand the governorship or they may demand to have one of the two. That is, as of now, of the 4 positions: governor, deputy governor, women rep, and senator. 2 are occupied by ODM. That is women rep and senator. ODM and Raila may want to retain the 2, but they may also want to add either the deputy governor or even both such governor and deputy. This this may explain why Raila may want to step. If Raila wants to step down, he may not want to step down just openly that way. Those are the things that he may openly demand, but then there are other demands that he may not openly disclose. For example, akionwa kando, whatever he'll be given, that will be between the giver and the taker. That has got to be looked at that way. But basically, a concession by Ruto or whoever that Raila will support will be made in those terms. For example, we retain William Ruto. Say, let's say the agreement is that William Ruto contests the presidency, and the women rep and and the Senate still is retained by ODM, and then what else will it be surrendered? Would it be, in addition to that, does ODM also have to produce a deputy governor or does it produce a governor, or it produces the two? That is what I'm repeating and emphasizing. In case of governor, it could be both governor and deputy, or one. So that is what we have to look at it. Then we have to look at it at, if you have not noticed anything, you'll notice that all agreements are between ODM and UDA. Have you noticed that it is not between ODM and Kenya Kwanza? There are so many agreements that has got to be there from the history of Kenya, but I'm saying that if you look at it, you will notice that it is between ODM and UDA. It is not an agreement between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza. You see, Azimio is a coalition and Kenya Kwanza is a coalition. So that one would be a super coalition of two or more coalitions. It is not that. And it is not an ODM as a party entering into a coalition with Kenya Kwanza as a coalition. No. This one has also happened in Kenya before, because in 2002, there was the NAK coalition, and LDP as a party entered with a coalition. That was a party entering into a coalition to form a super coalition. And the super coalition was NARC. So there was NAK, which was composed of Ford Kenya, which was composed of DP and other parties, which had formed NAK. But NAK as a coalition entered with a party called LDP to form NARC. That is the coalition between one party and a coalition. But then again, it is also possible for Azimio as a coalition to enter with Azimio to enter into a coalition with the Kenya Kwanza coalition. But all these theories I've given, you will notice that no coalition is being mentioned anywhere. It is an agreement between two political parties, UDA and ODM. And why is it that way? You see, Raila has a history. Raila one time had CORD, another time Raila had NASA, and Raila later on had Azimio. Now, this is the agreement, this is the plan that is being happened. You see, when Raila had CORD, he said he was not to contest for a second time. And when it came to NASA, he said that was an accord agreement. It is not an ODM agreement. Since CORD died, and that is also what he did with Azimio. He said Azimio cannot be tied down by either CORD or NASA. Azimio cannot be tied down with either CORD or NASA. Azimio is a different thing. So Raila is very clever, knowing that if he enters an agreement with Kenya Kwanza after 2027, the trick that he has been using on others can be used on him. So what does he do? He says, okay, we are entering into an agreement with UDA. It also makes UDA be strong, because other political parties like Ford Kenya of the Speaker cannot tie down the UDA. If anything goes wrong, UDA can join up with ODM, and Ford Kenya, Wetangula can be forgotten. That is how that thing. Those are the, what do you call, the tricks and the counter tricks. I hope that one my viewer has understood. That is why ODM has entered into an agreement with the UDA. And Why is there deep anger within the ODM, especially between Luhyas and Luos? I would tell you this: when two neighbors disagree openly, that is the least time you'd expect anything under the table. That is the time when, so anybody who is against that group, ODM or the two tribes, say, those ones I'll never agree. But that is the time when you are supposed to be very, very careful. Actually, if they are in a jovial agreement, that is when you open your eyes wide openly when they are in agreement. But when they pretend to be not in agreement, you look aside, and that is when they take actions which may shock you. Who suspected that Raila and Ruto would be inspecting Nyankole heads of cattle, uh, and yet State House had spies all over who would monitor any movement on Raila and call regardless? You see, Raila and Ruto had to pretend to be not on talking terms, and they had to make Mr. Regardless be very confident that he had planted spies. The spies were in State House, but the spies were never in Nyankole land, where Raila and Ruto were guarding Museveni's cattle. So when you see members of ODM fighting among themselves, Waswahili wanasema ukiona ndugu wanapigana, chukua jembe ukafanya nini? Ukalime. The Luos attacking Sifuna would be the very same Luos who are attacking Sifuna publicly, maybe after the press has taken their microphone and gone, would soon after be laughing, would ring him and start laughing at our stupidity. You know, we would be like, oh, Wajaluo hakuna siku watasikizana Waluya. Kumbe they are laughing because in the headlines, covertly they are friends, overtly they are enemies. The events surrounding Sifuna got to be such that it has also to be looked from the Bukusu angle. Remember, I was the first person to say that when Natembeya came up with his Tawi movement, I said that it would affect Eugene Wamalwa as much as it would affect Mudavadi. Some people are saying, no, no, no. Now you see, Sifuna now coming out forcefully as a third force within the Bukusu, it would affect as much Sifuna as it would be affecting Natembeya. So my viewers, with those few remarks, that is my own estimation to be saying that whatever is happening and whatever appears to be going on may be a secret plan to place there Sifuna as the next governor for Nairobi. If you can see, you cannot see it clearly as of now, but as 2027 approaches, you'll find that things become clearer and clearer. That is when you'll now see that Wanyonyi is declaring that he's going to Bungoma was more than just a coincidence. You'll also notice that Nairobi has started a system where the only governor who has not been replaced by the senator is the first governor. Why? Because there was no senator before that. But now on, Nairobi senator would be the stepping stone to be the stepping stone to be the next governor. Just like Sonko was the governor during Kidero's time, and he became the governor. Sakaja became Sakaja was the senator during Sonko's time. He became the governor, and so on and so forth. So some of these things they just start that way, and you'll find even a few decades from today, such things would be normal in Nairobi, and you'll be wondering how it is. It is that it has entered into people's psyche and become normal.